Hello, everybody. My name is Alexa Sarfraz. I am the UCSD Health Transformational Health Intern, and today I will be going over a specific gap analysis tool known as a Pareto chart. So what is gap analysis? Well, gap analysis is when an individual assesses certain processes to identify whether or not certain goals are being met. This helps in establishing any inconsistencies between where the current data is to where the current data should be. You are looking for the gap between the current data versus the target data. This will help you acknowledge the difference between where you're at and where you want to be, and it will highlight how big that difference may be and what the issues may be. So how do you do gap analysis? Well, there's various tools you can use, but specifically we will be focusing on a Pareto chart. A Pareto chart is a good way to visualize your data. It's a visual display of what factors are being the biggest contributors to why the target state is not being met. It allows teams to focus on the biggest problems to help increase efficiency and improvement. It gives you the biggest bang for your buck. It helps you see where to allocate your resources because it will stick out the biggest contributors to why your issues are occurring. So how to create a Pareto chart? Well, a Pareto chart can be constructed by segmenting the range of data into different groups. So how exactly do you do it? Well, the first step is to open a new Excel document. Within this Excel document, it is important to input your data with the proper units. This can be seen along the X and Y axis on this. After that, you'll highlight your columns of data and right-click with your mouse. Once you've highlighted and right-clicked, you can insert a graph. From the graph, you will select a histogram option, and from the histograms, it should give you the option to use a Pareto chart. But how do you use a Pareto chart? Well, to get more specific into it, the left side vertical axis, this is seen right here, and this will be labeled as incident or frequency, and it's going to show you the number of counts for each category. Over here, we can see it as the 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, but it can also go down to -5. And then on the right side vertical axis, we see the cumulative percentage. On this chart, it's being shown in increments of 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%. And then the horizontal axis, this is where the group names of your response variables are labeled. So we see the different groups as accommodations, communication, quality of care, parking, staff, and HIPAA. This will be unique to what you are doing and what you're focusing on. A good thing to remember when making a Pareto chart is that it's going to be the opposite of a bar chart in that it's going to be ordered in descending frequency magnitude. So the biggest sum that you have will be on the left side. However, in bar charts, we see the reverse. So unlike a bar chart, it's going to go from the biggest number to the lowest number. The good Pareto principle of why it's so important to use is that 20% of the sources create 80% of the problems. This essentially means that a small fraction of overall problems are going to be the biggest contributors. By using the Pareto chart, you're going to help prevent shifting the problem where the solution removes some causes but will worsen others. So for example, on this, you see the red line indicating the number of problems and how much they contribute. So for example, we'll see that the binders, papers, phones, and furnishings all go above this red line. This means that they are responsible for the most amount of problems, so in this case, the number of returns. We're seeing that in almost 100% of returns, binders are going to be present. Also, a large sum, almost 90, is going to be paper. And then still, once again, above that red line, we're also going to see that phones are in this. Whereas copiers, machines, and envelopes are considerably smaller problems, leading each individually under 20%. So by using this principle, we know that it is important to shift our resources to the bigger problems. So in this case, we're going to see that's going to be the top 3 on the left side, which is going to be the biggest contributors, whereas the 3 on the right side are going to be the smaller contributors. This will help us see what the biggest problems are on a visual sense and know that we should target these problems to reduce the most amount of problems being caused. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, please comment transformational health at tht@ucsd.edu.